All in or Bash in Berlin. It is time, guys, to pick your poison. Welcome back to Fog Wrestling. We asked the question, which pay-per-view was better? And hopefully, we're going to find out. You guys gave us the answers. Now, I can hold my hands up here and say that on Saturday, I just wasn't feeling it, alright? Now, did I maybe bash, pun intended, Bash in Berlin more than it deserved? I think so. I think now, with a few days past, I can admit that Bash in Berlin wasn't as bad as I originally said. Pretty much did miss the first two matches as well, so, you know, it's hard to really rate a pay-per-view when you miss like a big world title. Well, okay, it was Kevin Owens, wasn't it? It's kind of hard to rank a pay-per-view when you miss a mediocre world title match or a throwaway tag team title match. But I think I gave it a 2 out of 10. I want to retract that because I think it was probably better than that.
Oh, it was a 2.5 out of 10. That's what it was.
Like, I can be man enough to admit my mistakes, right? I thought Bash in Berlin was better. I also gave AEW All In a 3 out of 10, and it was probably better than that as well. So, guys, I'm sorry. I got it wrong.
You got it wrong.
I wasn't being truthful. Yeah, I know what. Sometimes just watching too much, it's overkill. Sometimes you watch too much wrestling and it's just you don't want to see it anymore.
Fries your brain.
So I'll admit that I think I rated both of these shows right too low, but I stand by the SmackDown rating. See that SmackDown I gave 1 out of 10 last week? It was fucking terrible, and I don't even think it deserved a 1 out of 10.
Should have been a 0.
I only gave it a 1 out of 10 because Meacham was brave enough to take that fucking Nia Jax finisher with the trash can. So, I mean, that was
taking out the trash.
You know, that's. But anyway, I thought both of these shows were better than we probably, sounded like. We weren't really enthusiastic in their.
AEW could have put on the best show ever. This poll still would have resulted in Bash in Berlin winning.
But yeah, Bash in Berlin got 75% of the vote. AEW All In got 25% of the vote. Looking back, man, I think both pay-per-views were probably about a 5 out of 10. I thought they were solid enough without being spectacular.
Well, I'm going to disagree.
So what are you giving them both?
I think All In was much better than Bash in Berlin. The WWE fanboys can come get it. Right? Because you know what? See Bash in Berlin? Yeah, I didn't watch the first match, but it's so fucking predictable, why would I? The tag match was botchy, right? The third match between Punk and McIntyre, I liked, but it was far too slow at times, right? The fourth match, what was it again? Terror Twin match?
Yeah, I thought it was alright.
It was alright, but it's phony. You know, it's the same problem it's dealt with the past 2 months.
You know, see if they would just allow a bit more realism.
What on here? And then the main event was that boring match, and you want to whip it a 5?
Aye, you're right. I'll give it a 4.
Now, what was good about this paper-view?
I'll give it a Bret Hart 4 out of 10.
I'll give it a 2. I'm sticking with that.
Anyway, guys, let's get into the comments there. So
no, that was the worst main event you'll see, man.
Here we go.
Their match at King of the Ring, right, was so boring, right?
Right.
And then what did they do? They have Randy Orton dominating for 40 minutes and then going for those nipples and then just fucking puts him in a sleeper.
Well, let's look at this. Arthur says, loved Bash at Berlin.
Well, I disagree with Arthur. Shove your fire emojis up your arse.
Well, he's not saying it was great. He just said he loved it. I mean, it could have been shite, but he loved it.
If you love something, you think it was great.
Well, I mean, possibly. Trying to be impartial here.
Well, I'm not being impartial.
Fair enough. Sack the Buzzkill says bad was fantastic. Now, I'm assuming bad, he means that's an abbreviation for Bash at Berlin, and it's the B beside the D on the keypad? No, it's not. What could bash mean? What could bad mean? I'm just assuming he meant
Bash in Berlin
was fantastic.
Bash, but then no, maybe
Bash in Deutschland
would BIB translate or autocorrect the bad. How fitting is it that the pay-per-view autocorrects the bad? By the way,
trying to tell us something. Gunnit, the main event at All In was awesome. Great time to be a wrestling fan. Both companies killing it. Right, I certainly don't agree with that. I draw the line at that, man.
No, that's not happening.
Romero Brandon, Bash in Berlin might have been more predictable, but I still think it was better than All In because of the lack of title changes. Out of the 5 that did happen, I would have preferred if 2 didn't and 1 had different winners. Out of the... Hold on, let me reread that.
So he's saying the WWE pay-per-view was better because it was predictable and there was no title changes, but in All In they had title changes and he didn't like them.
Could you not argue that if there's no title changes, then it's... I don't know.
See WWE, right? It's as predictable as fucking, when you rewatch a show for like the 4th time.
Wait, hold on. What title change did AEW get wrong? Because Bryan Danielson should have won. Mariah May should have won. If I'm thinking logically here,
Will Ospreay won.
Alright, I don't agree with that.
I don't care for that.
Well, that's... Anyway, let's move on.
Hook won.
Laura King says WWE Bash in Berlin. Oksana Cordell goes, I love Bash in Berlin.
I love it.
The Instant Classic said they were both kind of meh, to be honest. I agree, the Instant Classic.
Christian Cage got it right.
Christian Cage knows his stuff. Raymond Kelso says, for a non-Big Four premium live event, Bash at Berlin was perfection. I'm glad I'm not crazy in thinking that. I'm going to disagree. I think
Who value you to determine you weren't crazy, mate?
I mean, can we really say perfection? Because I'll be like, even when the Attitude Era was at its peak, there's not many pay-per-views you would call perfection.
Well,
WrestleMania 17, in my opinion, gets called perfection a lot, and I think that's one of the few things it deserves to be called.
Yo, even Money in the Bank 2011, right? The main event's fantastic, but the rest of the show's pish.
Yeah, I think the main event's perfection, but I wouldn't say the...
Yo, I honestly think there hasn't been a show that's been perfection in about 15 years. Maybe even more. I need to think about it.
Probably be a Mania the last time something was perfection.
Yeah, yo. No, that's a see these people saying perfection. You see, if it was perfection, fucking there'd be about 10 million people tuning into fucking Raw to see what was up.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely wasn't... Well, let's look at it. Cody versus Kevin shouldn't have been in there. That
He
tag
sold
team...
two Crossroads.
That tag team match nobody cares about. Punk versus Drew was... I think it was alright, like, but let's not pretend it was the best possible match they could have had.
It was a bit boring.
The Terror Twins one, again, was okay, but it could have just been so much better if they weren't doing this thing where the women could attack the men and the men have to, like, freeze in fear when a woman appears in front of them. And then the main event was... I mean, it was straight up boring. I mean, I can't lie. No. I mean, they made... I thought Gunther looked terrible. Gunther's been booked as this dominant champ, yet he got his ass fucking handed to him for 40 minutes just to win with a sleeper out of nowhere. Talk about the RKO out of nowhere. Gunther locked in a sleeper, and I don't know why they've done this sleeper thing, man. The powerbomb was a much better finisher.
No, but it's just because...
No, but listen, I'll admit, I think Gunther's had some great matches in WWE. A lot of people look at his matches against Sheamus or Drew or whatever, but this one against Orton wasn't good.
No. It was here.
And another
it's
thing,
so predictable Gunther's winning, so let's have Orton dominate for 40 minutes.
Why did they have to go overly long? I'm pretty sure Gunther Sheamus was like 20 minutes. The triple threat match he had with Drew and Sheamus at Mania I thought was really good. That was like 18. CW, that to me these pay-per-views suck because there's only 5 matches and they go overly long, and not every big match needs to go half an hour, 40 minutes.
5 jobber matches, right? There's no backstage segments. There's just nothing, man. The entrances take up about 4 hours.
No, but look at Randy Orton, right? He's doing a back suplex, then he's walking around ringside for like 5 minutes.
He did about fucking 20 of them.
Yo, see that match is cut in half? It's probably a much better match.
Yep. No, there's nothing worse than a match that should have been cut in length by about half.
But I think Triple H doesn't want to do that because he believes, if the match is only 18 minutes, people won't say it was awesome or a banger or I'm cooking.
See, in the Attitude Era, I can't think of a match that was long and I've went, fuck, I think that needed cut.
No.
You know, the Attitude Era was fast paced. Like, see, you put outside Iron Man matches, the matches I think that were long were like, you know, the inaugural Brawl. Like the 5-on-5 Survivor Series.
Which warranted it.
Yeah,
considering 2 companies were going out of business that night. I mean,
I'm not going to fucking complain about them going long.
I mean, could you imagine if they just squashed WCW in 2 minutes or something? Like, what the hell? Anyway, let's move on. Beer Guy. All in, more matches, more content. This is coming from a WWE fan. Jeff Jarrett is super popular here for some reason too. Jeff Jarrett is pretty popular. Give Jeff Jarrett the belt. I'd take it.
Yep, I like Jeff.
What we got here? Beer Guy's getting laughed at, fair enough. DS says All In, and it wasn't even great. Trash at Berlin was just one of the shittiest shows I've ever seen. Question, what made it so shitty? I thought it was awesome. Loved it. I'm curious to see the opposing view. Maybe I'm missing something. The Idol says, because every match was an hour long and Drew was buried by CM Junk, I'll never take him seriously ever again. It was a glorified house show because nothing important happened. I don't watch Elite Wrestling, so not sure how that one went. The Idol, a former winner, by the way, on our prize giveaway. Shout out to The Idol. I mean, I agree. I just don't think Orton Gunther's main event worthy.
He's right.
Of a premium live
These
event.
B shows are a glorified house show because it's so fucking predictable. And what's predictable at house shows?
Yeah, no, definitely the results. No titles change. And I agree. Do you not think like these premium they just like cater to the hometown audience?
Yes. No, they do a good job in saying, oh, it's Berlin's first, proper show in 27 years. But the reality is they're house shows.
No, definitely. No, I mean it is what it is. Like
Triple H can whip them out for an hour, right?
See an Insurrection,
Berlin, but it's still a paper.
See in 2001 or whatever. See if they go to Insurrection. William Regal's no main event.
No.
It's what it is. Anyway, guys, that's where we're going to end it there. Look, both pay-per-views I thought were better than what I originally thought. However, I still don't think any were great, and if I had to give one the nod, I'd give it to All In. And I think a lot of people here are just shitting on AEW without actually seeing it. Go back and watch that Tony Storm Mariah May match, right? And I guarantee you, it's better than any women's WWE match we've seen this year, hands down. So yeah, that's what I'd recommend. And yeah, till next time, peace.